Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions and L.T.L Tutoring Central, and it's good I mentioned that this time because I'm putting this video up on both channels actually. This is a viewer request from John. Thank you very much, John. It's actually for the Alan Parsons project, and the song is A Dream Within a Dream. He actually asked me for A Dream Within a Dream and The Raven, and I see there's some videos with both of them together, which I was going to do. But then, because it's based on Edgar Allan Poe's work, I thought maybe we should listen to the poem read by a much more professional reader than I am. So we're going to listen to Shane Morris. I don't really know the guy, but I listened to just a few seconds of a couple of clips, and he's got a very nice voice, from what I heard. So I'll have him read the actual Edgar Allan Poe poem, and then we'll listen to the Alan Parsons project, A Dream Within a Dream. And at the beginning there is a spoken part, in the 1987 one anyway, by Orson Welles, which has a part of the poem in it, but then when I looked it up, it said it was actually drawn from an obscure nonfiction piece by Poe, number 16 of his Marginalia, which was, I think, just a collection of thoughts and ideas and reflections and things of that nature. I don't have it in my book. I do have a couple of books of the works of Edgar Allan Poe. This one is Edgar Allan Poe Complete Tales and Poems. I don't know if you can see that there. You can see all my bookmarks in there. I haven't actually read this book for quite some time, but from time to time I come back to it and I read, and I put bookmarks to remind me which poem or story I'm reading. So he's an amazing author, sometimes very tricky to understand some of the language he uses and some of the ways he puts things together. It's not always easy, but the poetry is, well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say the poetry is generally, but some of it isn't. And what else did I have written down here? Yes, he was born in 1809, died in 1849. He was only 40 years old, had a very difficult start to his life, and then had a very difficult life on and off throughout, some of it by his own making with alcohol, possibly drugs. I've read a few different biographies, short biographies of him. They disagree with each other sometimes. They contradict each other quite a lot sometimes. On the major themes, there's a fair bit of agreement and overlap, but there's argument on the other. So I'll leave that for now and let you check that out. All right, let's. Before I jump into it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. In the description, I'll put a link to the artists and to these videos, so you can go there and subscribe and like and support them. I really do encourage you to, at the very least, hit the subscribe buttons. Also, in the description, there's a way to bump up your request and get it a lot quicker than on the regular list. Just use one of the donation methods. Let me know what you want me to react to, of course, and you will get your reaction much quicker indeed. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, shared videos, liked videos, commented. I read everything you send in as an original message. If you put a message on a message, I likely won't see it because I don't get notified anywhere, so I won't know it's there. So if you want me to see your message for sure, send it as an original message. All right, let's have a listen to the Edgar Allan Poe poem, A Dream Within a Dream, read by Shane Morris.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. how few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep, while I weep. O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?
All right, really well read, recited. Robert Frost, yeah, he's an amazing poem too. Uh, yeah, let me just back up a little bit. Oops. I'm kind of looking for a certain lyric, but I may not find it. Yeah, so even when you're gripping onto the sand, so sort of thinking and dealing with where's reality, where is reality, and is a dream real? Well, if I dream, and I dream a lot, if I dream, I did experience the dream, and I can wake up with my heart pounding if it was, a frightening dream or an anxious dream. I can wake up really happy. It was a happy dream. So it gives me the exact same feelings and even physical reactions to uh, life in reality. So is it real? I mean, it kind of is. I'm not one who believes that dreams tell us things specifically or that they have a much deeper meaning. I don't really believe in that. I think I did for a little while, but I've moved past that. I know a lot of things that are going on in the brain, but they're very interesting. They're very useful if you're a writer and probably any other kind of artist. Dreams can be fantastic source, a resource. Um, but are they real? Well, I experience them, so they're real. Are hallucinations real? Well, they are while you're having them, you know. And so that's the idea of sort of trying to figure out where is reality. And also Poe, had issues with, as I say, alcohol and probably drugs like opium, etc., and also other things in his life that probably made it difficult sometimes. And if you've ever been really, really drunk, or maybe high, I don't know, but I'm sure you're going to have not the same experience, but a kind of experience where you're disconnected or you're in a different reality, and you feel which one's real, which one, the one that I'm having now, the thoughts that I'm having now, or the other one. I would say the non-alcoholic, non-drug induced one. That's the way I live my life, but I certainly like to toy around with other ideas of where reality is. What do we see with our eyes? We're limited with what we see, and what our brains interpret. We don't even realize how limited our eyes sight is. Our brains fill in all the gaps for us, but that's also limited in our human condition, and every other creature is limited in their condition. So they see things differently than we do. So which one's real? Is there such a thing as reality? And even our math and sciences that we do, which get us a little closer, maybe we're still the ones doing it and we're still the ones interpreting it and seeing it, etc. So it can get very complicated. A lot of philosophers have toyed with it, writers, other artists, and other people as well. And that's what we're going to get into with the Alan Parsons projects, A Dream Within a Dream. And Orson Welles is going to give the spoken part in the beginning. So I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I've already rambled enough. So let's jump into that now. Okay, here we are. The Alan Parsons Project, from the Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe, A Dream Within a Dream.
For my own part, I have never had a thought which I could not set down in words with even more distinctness than that which I conceived it. There is, however, a class of fancies of exquisite delicacy which are not thoughts, and to which as yet I have found it absolutely impossible to adapt to language. These fancies arise in the soul, alas, how rarely, only at epochs of most intense tranquility, when the bodily and mental health are in perfection, and at those mere points of time where the confines of the waking world blend with the world of dreams. And so I captured this fancy, where all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream.
Yeah, amazing. I printed off the lyrics for this first bit. It's not too long, so I'm going to go through them in case they weren't that clear. I think you can pick up on most of them, but for my own part, I have never had a thought which I could not set down in words with even more distinctness than that with which I conceived it. There is, however, a class of fancies of exquisite delicacy which are not thoughts, and to which as yet I have found it absolutely impossible to adapt to language. These fancies arise in the soul, alas how rarely, only at epochs of most intense tranquillity, when the bodily and mental health are in perfection, and at those mere points of time where the confines of the waking world blend with the world of dreams. And so I captured this fancy, where all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. So, like I say, this comes from, they said it was an obscure nonfiction piece. So I was jotting down ideas and thoughts, and then I guess the poem came out of that, the dream within a dream, and the idea of thinking about what is real, what is not real, and dealing. For me, it would be the colloquial soul, because I don't believe in a soul, but I do understand the idea and the sentiment, because when you're writing, and I write stories, and there's links to my stories down below, and I play around in some of my stories with this idea also of what is real and what is not real. And I think that's where a lot of philosophies come from, a lot of religions come from, this feeling of when you're writing and all of a sudden there's this inspiration. It seems to come from nowhere. And a lot of people think it comes from your soul, it comes from a god, it comes from somewhere else. It all comes from here. It's in your brain, and it doesn't seem like you sometimes, but yeah, that's another a deep topic of where are you, where is the I, where is the self, and where is reality. Okay, I'll back up a little bit, and then I'll shut up and I'll let it play.
And so I captured this fancy, where all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream.
Nice. That pulsing beat. Cool. Taking us on a dream journey. Sounds a bit like Pink Floyd there. Excellent, really good. Earlier, when I was hearing that drum beat, I was going to say it's like a heartbeat, but if your heart is beating in that rhythm, then you might have a problem. You might want to see a doctor. But I love it. I love the feel of that sort of thrumming beat, pulse beat. I think I called it in the beginning. Really, really nicely done instrumentally. It's like you could just sit back, close your eyes, and float. It's like a dream. It's like I'm sure you could go into a dream. I'd probably fall asleep, but I did that at this point. Um, but you can also create stories, your own stories, as you listen to this kind of music as well. And I do that often. And I don't always write them down either. And what he's talking about here is the in between. And I think you get that with poetry. You can sometimes get that with lyrics, not many lyrics, but some lyrics, which are poetry, and music, instrumental music especially, because it's kind of like reading between the lines. So you can't put it into a language. As you said, I found it absolutely impossible to adapt to language. But with poetry, I think there's language behind that language. There's denotation and there's connotation, and I think that's where it can slip in. But it won't be the same for you or for me or for this guy and that guy. It won't be the same for John, maybe as me. There might be some overlap, there might be some similarities, but we all come with our own baggage, so to speak, our own experiences, our own thoughts, our own personalities, our own genetics, and it's all going to be a little bit different for each person. So we won't necessarily extract the same thoughts or meaning, if there is even meaning. Where is that lie? So anyway, I'm getting too deep into that rabbit hole, and we want to be careful when you do that, or when you work in philosophy, that you don't get trapped going down, down, down that hole too. Maybe I shouldn't say down, but in too far, because then you can lose touch with what we do call reality. And for all intents and purposes, that's my reality. And I love to toy with the other ideas, but it works when I do things every single day, and it works every single time when I do it. I've got to base my reality on that, not on the idea that maybe I'm just a dream in someone else's imagination, or maybe this is all a simulation, or all of these ideas are fun to play with. But I'll leave it there. I actually really loved this. Thank you very much, John. And I liked going through the poem, and also Alan Parsons' project. And the music was phenomenal. Let me know what you think. If you liked it, give it a like. Let me know in the comments if you want to. And of course, don't forget to check in the description for links to the artist, so you can go and subscribe there. A way to bump up your request if you want it much, much quicker. And don't forget to subscribe here too. I will be doing the Raven as well. I will probably be doing the same idea. That's why I split them up. So I'm going to have the poem read. I think it was by Jason Lee, but I can't remember. And I checked out a video, and I liked the beginning of it too. And then we'll listen to the Alan Parsons project. I have not listened to that, so really looking forward to it. Apart from that, have a beautiful day. Keep listening. Keep having fun. I'm losing my voice. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions and L.T.L Tutoring Central. Until next time, bye bye for now.